Welcome back to another Sebastian story. We're back at it again, telling this sweet boy's story. He's a cane corso italiano that we adopted about 2.5 years ago now, and this is little Luna's first week at home. And we actually wanted to update, and that's our story for this week, is 5 big changes that we've seen in our little puppy just in this first week that she's come home. And of course, the most obvious that she's a puppy has been feeding. Of course, when she came in, she's ravenous. It's a puppy. There's almost no satiating their hunger. It's constant and it's never ending because their growth is nonstop and never ending, it seems. And there was certainly an aspect where I think she needed to feel comfortable. She needed to realize that food was always going to be made readily available for her. We took her home. We got to meet her mother, thankfully, and she was a very happy pappy herself, and Luna had already begun being weaned off of her and was eating both wet and dry food when she came in. She knew what they were, and she knew what she was doing, and we're able to just take the reins very quickly with her with that. But being a new place and being a little baby, I'm sure there was a good element of fear that, oh my gosh, I don't know when I'm going to get more food, so I need to just shove it all down my throat as fast as humanly possible, or pappily possible. But she's learned pretty quick, and she's gotten a lot more comfortable. And I'd say she goes through cycles. The morning is certainly her most hungry time, and we kind of cut her off usually by about 7 p.m. or so, and try to limit only needing to go out once or twice during the night, maybe like once at 10, but then she pretty well sleeps the entire night already, and we'll make it till about 5-6 a.m. before we need to just run her back outside and hop right back in bed. She's been very easygoing and very easily adapting and very comfortable, in case you can't tell. And so, of course, an additional part of that then is the frequency with which she needs to go out. She's tiny. There's not a lot of storage in an animal this small, so she's growing and learning and developing in her own way, and just getting into the routine. And she seems to be pretty well understanding that she needs to go outside to do her business already. I don't think it's going to be too terribly difficult. Hopefully I don't eat my own words here in a couple of months, but I think she's picking it up pretty quickly how we do things with Sebastian, and you do your business outside, little girl, and she seems to prefer it that way, and she'll let out some cries to kind of give us an indication that it's time to go out. So I think she's getting it, and she is a smart little dog. Her problem solving is pretty remarkable for somebody this age. I'm just beyond impressed. I couldn't be happier with this little one, just as I am with you, Sebastian. You're a good boy. Yeah. And the second big change that we've learned, or that we've witnessed with this little one, is of course just her growth. Yes, she's still a tiny little baby, but just in this past week, we didn't get out a measuring tape, but she is noticeably larger. Just in every way, shape, and form. She's already starting to fill into her ears a little bit more, and these big moose paws that she's got. I mean, you can tell she's going to be a big girl, just like Sebastian's a big old pappy himself. And it's really sweet getting to watch this, but it's kind of shocking that it's only been a week, and we can really notice the way that she's just in every dimension gotten larger. And it's sweet. Along with the feeding, that of course comes with its own caveat. She is a bit dominant. She wants to be, and she does try to go after Sebastian's food. And he has been so patient with her. I'm really, really proud of him. He'll let out the warning growls and things like that, but he has been extremely patient with her, and her trying to climb up to be able to reach his bowl. With her growth, she already can. So we've got to keep a close eye and keep reprimanding her when she tries to go after his food, and and we do the same thing for him. And it just it keeps everybody happy when there's that level of consistency. Another big change we've noticed since bringing Luna home, the sleeping. The sleeping has been glorious. she's a tiny little puppy. There is a real genuine concern for her safety, especially in bed. You don't want her to get her smothered in blankets and things like that. You're asleep, you don't realize what's going on. Bad things can happen. So my wife, as wonderful as she is, took the initial duty when Luna came home. She was just sleeping on the couch with her, and they were able to bond that way and did great. But it became quite clear quickly that Luna was already comfortable here, and she didn't feel a need to be getting up every 30 minutes all night long. She was really just, she settled right in. She was sleeping, and she slept great. So much so that I think we only did 4 or 5 nights of them on the couch, and Sebastian going between. He'd start with me, but then he'd keep going to check on her. If she ever made a little whimper or cry, Sebastian hopped out of bed and was right there. I mean, he is dedicated. But yeah, she proved herself immediately, and we said, well, hey, why don't we just go ahead and throw her in bed, and we'll keep her between us and see how it goes. And yeah, it's been great. It was a big win for us. We really we thought we were going to be kind of sleeping in separate rooms for a little while, and not really excited about that. But it's in the name of her safety is the whole point. And we lucked out. We've already got everybody in bed, and everybody's happy. And Sebastian likes to get under the blankets, and she'll kind of pile on top of him, and it's perfect. We've got a great little developing family here that as they grow and as they keep learning and getting their own mannerisms sorted, and of course for Sebastian, making sure that he understands that he's not being replaced. This is just an addition, and this is now a puppy that he gets to play with, and he's having a lot of fun playing. There is endless playtime in our house now. It's either eating, sleeping, or lots and lots of play. And well, we can see what just happened recently, I think, now that we're back onto the sleep cycle with this one. And the final big change that we've noticed, and this applies for both of them actually, is just the concerns and jealousy, and again, especially for Sebastian, being a rescue, he's always afraid that he might be getting left behind somewhere. When we were out of town, that was took several weeks for him to get adjusted. He was so uncomfortable, and so now that she's come home, again, just in this first week here, everybody's really fallen into place so quickly. I mean, there's love everywhere, and they adore each other, and he's always looking out for her, and she's always looking out for him. She loves throwing her little tongue at him. What more could we hope there for? But it was really a lot of... It was worrying. I was worried. I can't lie about that. Sebastian's a sweet boy, but I wanted to make sure that he never thought that he was going to be replaced here, that this is just now a new responsibility for him. And I'm just so proud of how quickly he took to that. He really adores this little puppy, and he knows that she's going to be protected as he is, and that we need to make sure that when we're training here, that it's consistency. As I've always said in a lot of our videos, consistency is key. And so when something is off limits, for example, it's off limits to everybody. And it's been a real big thing for him to see that when I need to, as I was pointing out with her trying to climb up into his food dish, when I'm reprimanding her for that, he's standing right there going, oh wow, okay, good. So this is this is not some little whippersnapper that's kicking me out of my place. And so it's been important for him to be able to see that with her, the same rules apply. If something's off limits, it's going to be off limits for everybody. Or in the case of food, it's this is yours and this is his, and you don't get to try and push your way through. And I understand you're growing and you're always hungry, but you don't get to take Sebastian's food. And I'm just so proud of, dogs can get very aggressive when it comes to feeding, and somebody's literally putting their head in their bowl while they're in there eating. That can usually go pretty bad, but, he'll let out his real deep warning growl, but he has not in any way tried to harm her. He gets it, and she is starting to. She is starting to follow the rules a bit more. She is a very strong-willed little girl, for certain, and definitely need to help shape that. We love that about her, but we do need her to be able to follow all the rules and understand that, Sebastian's her elder. You are going to listen to him. At the end of the day, in our pack, I'm the alpha, but he's certainly our alpha pappy, and we want him to be able to take everything that he's learned and be able to help little sleeping babies like this one follow suit, and that way everybody gets to live happy and coexist, and nobody's getting jealous or afraid they're getting left behind, or losing their meal rights because somebody is extra hungry. We're a family, and we're going to make all of this work, and everybody's going to be happy and well cared for and loved. As always, thank you so very much for watching. We're having a great time telling these stories, and we'll be back again soon with more. Thanks again.